Greetings and salutations. Sam here with CommonTime Productions, and today I wanted to go over some of the new workflow features that have been going on with some of the new fun upgrades with Mixcraft 10. And so I just wanted to go over some of this fun stuff with you guys. So I have, for my own mixes, I have started using SoundID Reference with my Beyerdynamic headphones, and this gives me a nice flat EQ for when I am mixing. Of course, I get started without all of this fun stuff on the end chain, but I'm usually working with the PAS analyzer through the whole thing. With my drums, I like my SSL channel, my L1 maximizer, and a REQ at the tail just to control stuff. In the drum bus, I've got all my drums here. One of the other things I've started using is auto align for my drums. This helps correct any phase issues with all of the different microphones with recording drums. Sometimes this can be a little bit of a difficult thing. I have a little bit of a problem with this, trying to do this by ear. So with this program, I'm able to get my drums under control in about 15 minutes and then just get right in there and start mixing. And so I didn't have to do a whole lot to the drums. These were really well recorded. So I just went in and attenuated a couple of things here and there. This was a really fun track to mix. This was recorded for Produce Like a Pro, and we will share a link below for that and all that fun stuff. There were some percussion tracks as well. Bass was a lot of fun, setting up the different parts of the bass with the highs and the lows. Not too bad, pretty easy stuff. Bringing in the sub. Did kind of a fun trick with the sub. I used Submarine to bring out the subharmonic in the bass, which I really like pulling off that trick. And then Matt Weiss was going over how he likes to play with sidechain compression and expansion, and that got me thinking, you know, I haven't played with that in a long time in Mixcraft, and I was wondering, you know, how easy this was these days. And well, Waves made this really fun and easy to accomplish, allowing me to just select it right inside of Waves. So I was able to select my sidechain or key source right inside the plugin and get that effect that I was looking for, which was bringing out the bass sub instead of ducking it with the kick to get that pumping effect. I wanted the opposite, and I wanted that expansion of the subtone of the bass, and that came through really nice, and we'll demonstrate that in just a moment. Guitars were pretty straightforward. They had a cool kalimba on here, pads, synths. The vocals were really fun to play with on this track. This was the first time I had a chance to use Silk, and was just absolutely pleased at how fast it was to work with. And from one of the presets to just a couple of moves, and I was ready to move on to the next part of my mixing. Then of course I've got my effects chain, and here I had some fun as well, just bringing fun stuff in and out. Then with the vocal effects, I was using compressor into an H delay, trying to create a dynamic delay. And then on top of that, I did some severe automating so that I only brought through that type of delay effect after the vocal. So that was a lot of fun to play with as well. There's a lot of automation moves on this track. All right, so let's play this real quick, or we'll play a portion of it.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it moving in the dark? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it moving in the dark?
Well, right away I can already tell I'm way too hot on this fun stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna check myself here. So I've selected all my tracks. Bring things down another, three or four decibels there.
Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it dancing in the light?
All right, that's much better.
Can you see it? Can you see it dancing in the dark?
Okay, so here is where I was the last time I checked it.
Can you stand it? Can you stand it? All of the rain.
That's a lot of fun. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much where I remember things being. I like that. Okay. Now, we've had a couple of new plugins come out lately, so I wanted to go check these things out. So give me just a moment, and let's go check and see if this can, how much can this help us out. I'm gonna hit play and have it learn and see what happens.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it moving in the moving in the moving in the dark? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it dancing in the light? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it dancing in the dancing in the dancing in the light? Can you stand it? Can you stand it? Can you stand it? On the rain. Can you stand it? Can you stand it? Can you stand? Can you feel it? Can you feel it moving in the moving in the moving in the dark? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it dancing in the light? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it dancing in the dancing in the dancing in the Can you stand it? Can you stand it? Can you stand it? On the rain. Can you stand it? Can you stand it? Can you stand it? On the rain. Every drop are tears of pain. Heavy clouded, heavy clouds up there. Heavy clouds are up there in the sky. Heavy clouds there, many clouds up there. Many clouds up there in the sky, but they won't break the sunlight. Can you stand it? Can you stand it? Can you stand it? On the rain. Can you stand it? Can you stand it? Can you stand it? On the rain. Every drop are tears of pain.
Wow, that was great. And how cool is that? That helps so much. So this was a really neat way to bring this to the finishing line, and it went right for exactly what this was supposed to be. Again, for me, this is, I think, my 5th year now using Waves plugins, and every new tool that they bring out has been something useful and something that I've added to my workflow, and that is why we wanted to share this with you guys. And that was a really great experience to have. That nailed it. So for me, this is gonna speed up my workflow quite a bit, so wonderful. All right, well, thank you guys all for joining us here at CommonTime Productions, and I hope that sharing my workflow and showing you guys a few things with Mixcraft and Waves and our workflow here at CommonTime Productions has helped you in any way. Well, see you guys next time. Bye.